my dear brothers and sisters, the children of Hage Geingob, and the entire bereaved family, Your Excellency Dr. Nangolo Mbumba, President of the Republic of Namibia, Your Excellency Dr. Hifikepunye Pohamba, Second President of the Republic of Namibia, and Madame Pohamba, Comrade Sophia Nahango Shaningwa, Secretary General of Swapo Party, Comrade Wahekwa Herunga, Deputy Secretary General of the Swapo Party, as requested by our Directors of Ceremonies, may I kindly ask all of you to understand and to accept that I stand on the protocol established, while, of course, I'm recognizing members of the diplomatic corps present here. On that fateful day, Namibia as a country and a nation was brought to a standstill when Comrade Nangolo Mbumba, in his capacity as the Vice President of the Republic of Namibia, went on air in the early hours of the 4th February, announcing the untimely passing of our President, His Excellency, Comrade Dr. Hage Geingob. After that announcement, there was a moment when the whole nation, we felt there was no oxygen in the air. In the light of the above, February 4th, 2024 will go down in history, in Namibian history, as a day when our nation was befallen and devastated by the darker crowd, when we lost our sitting and third President of the Republic of Namibia, and indeed the President of Swapo Party, Comrade Hage Geingob. At this point, fellow mourners, may I kindly request all of us to stand and observe a moment of silence in honor of our departed President, and for Swapo Party members to give their salute. We remember, comrade, we remember. We remember, comrade, we remember. We remember, comrade, we remember. We remember forever. Let's be seated. Dear comrades and fellow mourners, we are gathered here to honor and remember the life of our dear departed, Comrade Dr. Hage Geingob. Our departed president joined the Swapo Party in the early years of its formation and has since then devoted his entire life to the total liberation of Namibia until independence was achieved on the 21st March 1990. Yes, the past 3 weeks, the nation has been mourning, and we have been narrating how we know Comrade Hage. Of course, we are talking the same person, and we have to say the same things, thus demonstrating truly how Comrade Hage was and how he is known by all of us, telling us that surely Comrade Geingob has done a lot for Swapo Party and the nation at large. He served in various capacities and in different roles, both in Swapo Party and in the government of the Republic of Namibia. He was always given responsibilities that he performed with diligence and without failure. We must therefore remember him and honor him for his outstanding work. We remember Comrade Geingob representing Swapo at the United Nations, leading to the rightful recognition of Swapo as the sole and authentic representative of the Namibian people. He further served our liberation movement and the people of Namibia when he was assigned by Swapo to the office of the UN Council for Namibia, the body that was seen as the Namibian government at the time, to the extent that Namibians were able to travel with the UN Council for Namibia travel documents or passports. We remember Comrade Dr. Geingob setting up the United Nations Institute for Namibia in Lusaka and ran it, from which our people were trained and educated in various fields, from administration, governance, law, and many others, enabling us to set up a democratic government at independence in 1990, strengthened by well-trained civil servants from the United Nations Institute for Namibia. Comrade Geingob indeed never wavered and served this great nation at the time when it was not fashionable to do so at the height of our national liberation struggle. I can relate very well to the work of Comrade Geingob in Lusaka. At the time when union was being set up, I was serving as Swapo chief representative in Central Africa, based in Lusaka, Zambia. During that time, issues related to the well-being of UN Institute for Namibia students that required the intervention of Swapo were all handled by the chief representative. And we worked very closely with Comrade Geingob. Personally, I have known Comrade Geingob for 49 years, since we first met in September 1974, when he has even to make space and accommodate the 3 girls from home in his flat in Harlem, New York, and this is just to be specific. Since then, our operational areas have not been far from each other till his departure. I thank the Almighty who gave me the opportunity to work with Comrade Geingob, as I have learned a lot from him, which will continue to guide me in my current and future political career. I see myself having inherited the most precious thing in the life of Comrade Geingob. I believe, my brothers and sisters, you have also your inheritance that you must use to the maximum. Comrade Geingob, highly trusted by our President, then Semsa Fishuna Nuyoma, was given a task to lead the first group of Swapo leaders who returned from exile. And later, he led the team that set up the Swapo election machinery in preparation of the UN-supervised election in Namibia in 1988, in which Swapo emerged victorious. Dear comrades and fellow mourners, we remember Comrade Geingob chairing the Constituent Assembly, which drafted the Constitution of the Republic of Namibia, which has been hailed internationally as one of the best constitutions, to the extent that some countries who reviewed their constitution, they had to borrow some of the elements of our constitution. That is Hage, who can provide such a leadership. He then became our first prime minister of an independent Namibia. As a prime minister and leader of the government business in parliament, he ensured the uncompromised reconstruction of our country, and with no doubt, he reached the extraordinary milestone in undoing some of the damage and injustice inflicted upon our nation by the apartheid colonial regime. He champions the policy of national reconciliation within the public service and the security services. You can imagine two forces which were facing each other with firearms. However, after independence, they have to be emerged and form the Namibian Defense Force. That is Hage Geingob as a prime minister implementing our national policy on reconciliation. Comrade Geingob became a flag bearer when on the 23rd of April 1990, Namibia was admitted to the United Nations during the 18th United Nations General Assembly special session following the adoption of the United Nations Security Council Resolution 652, allowing Namibia to become a member of the United Nations. On that day, Comrade Geingob witnessed the Namibian flag being hosted in the front of the UN headquarters in New York, signaling the land of the bravest membership to the biggest multinational organization. Comrade Geingob also addressed the UN General Assembly for the first time as a representative of a free and democratic Namibia. In an independent Namibia, Comrade Geingob served the party he loved and dedicated his entire life in various leadership capacities. He has been a member of the Political Bureau of the Central Committee of Swapo Party. He was appointed as the Swapo Party Chief Whip in the National Assembly in 2007, and later that year, he was elected Vice President of the Swapo Party, a position he held when he was re-elected, a position he was re-elected in 2012. When Comrade President Geingob was then elected as the Vice President of the Swapo Party, Comrade Hifikepunye Pohamba then appointed him as Prime Minister. And I remember Comrade Pohamba said, I have to do this because he is the next president of the country and he has to understand me. And truly, he became the next president of the country. Dear comrades and fellow mourners, in 2014 and 2019, the Swapo Party deployed Comrade Geingob to the nation when he was submitted as the Swapo Party presidential candidate. As the people of Namibia appreciated Comrade Geingob's leadership qualities and commitment to serve the nation, they elected him as the third president of the Republic of Namibia, the position he served with commitment and dedication till his departure. Among others, it was under his leadership that our country has weathered the world economic downturn and the COVID-19 pandemic. As we pay homage to our departed president, a person we trusted, there is a lot we can relate to him. In 2017, as members of Swapo Party, we elected Comrade Geingob as president of our party. In 2022, just a year ago, as members of Swapo Party, we retained him as our president, as we trust our party in his hand. The position he held until his passing on Sunday, the 4th February 2024. Truly, Comrade Geingob dedicated his entire life to the well-being of the people of Namibia under the banner of Swapo Party. He was indeed a gallant giant fighter for our struggle for freedom, a democrat, a negotiator, a consensus builder, a Pan-Africanist, an internationalist, a seasoned diplomat, a scholar, and above all, a noble statesman whose outstanding contribution to the Swapo Party, Namibian nation, and the international community will forever be entrenched in the very favor of our party and our land. At the time of his departure, President Geingob was a member of the AU Committee of C10 on the reform of the United Nations. Comrade Geingob, he was a member of the 10 countries responsible for education in the African continent through the AU. Comrade Geingob was a member of the 10 African heads of state on renewable energy in Africa. And we were looking forward for Comrade Geingob, together with his counterpart of Germany, to chair the Summit for the Future. That is Geingob, an internationalist we are talking about. Comrades, as we have assembled here today to celebrate a life of a revolutionary, to pay respect to the son of the soil who has gone to rest and has now ascended into the eternal realm, we commit him to join other matters of our revolution, the men, sons, and daughters of the soil who are already resting in revolutionary power. Let us rededicate ourselves to continue to preserve their legacies and the legacy of our departed president, which is indeed a legacy of unity, peaceful dialogue, cooperation, inclusive mutual respect. We must continue to celebrate the life of Comrade Geingob with dignity and with commitment to continue building our party and the nation. As president of Swapo Party, Comrade Dr. Hage Geingob promoted the unity among all the leaders and the rank and file of the Swapo Party, and he is inculcated into all members its principle of solidarity, freedom, and justice. He fought against the negative voices and retrogressive tendencies of regionalism, tribalism, and racial discrimination. He championed the ideals of equality and inclusivity where no one should be left out. Comrades, fellow mourners, in the final analysis, I am hereby reminding members of Swapo Party that Comrade Geingob was deployed by Swapo Party to serve the nation as its president. At this memorial service, his spirit is brought back home where he belonged, and that is the Swapo Party, thus enabling the Swapo Party members to mourn him in an appropriate manner. And under the flag, the blue, red, green, the colors he cherished most of his life. And this explains why we felt it necessary that every section should be represented. The district coordinators, they represent all the sections and the branches in our countries. And then we came to the regions, we came to our affiliates, to our wings. No one should be left out. We did that in order to do what our president liked, that no one should feel left out. At this stage, dear comrades and fellow mourners, on behalf of Swapo Party, I would like to thank His Excellency Dr. Nangolo Mbumba, President of the Republic of Namibia, for having declared our departed president, our cadre, our national hero, a hero's funeral. or a hero status and subsequent the hero's funeral. Equally significant, we want to thank President Mbumba for having reserved the space for our cadre, our hero, to be put at the hero's acre as a place of his final resting place. We really, as party members, appreciate this, and we feel he worked for it. As we mourn the passing of our leader, let us, as party members, embrace his legacy and pick up where he left off. Let us rededicate ourselves to unite all of us under the banner of Swapo Party. In so doing, we will make Swapo Party a preferred political home for Namibians, something that Comrade Hage stood for. Failure to do that, we are betraying what he stood for, and that is for Swapo to remain strong and to remain a respected party and a part of note in the politics of Namibia. Comrades and fellow mourners, there is no good time for one to depart. Every time one departs is a difficult time. But as I stand here, I must say our president, our cadre, our leader has departed at a very critical time in the politics of our country. However, I have all confidence that as party members, supporters, and sympathizers, we will come out victorious. As our founding president always said, united people fighting a common goal will always emerge victorious. Dear comrades, fellow mourners, as I conclude, Meme Monica and my brothers and sisters, your loss is our loss. But of course, I know it's very difficult to lose a family member. It's even more worse to lose a husband, to lose a father. But what I can assure you, you have lost a husband, you have lost a father, but you have Namibia and the Namibian people. They are there, and you are all part of them. Therefore, as I extend our sincere condolence to Meme Monica, to the children, and the entire bereaved family, I can only say the Almighty, the giver and the taker, is always with us, and will never forsake us, and that we believe in it, and He will give us all the protection, and He will give us all the guidance. And let us be comforted as Comrade Hage Geingob has completed his assignment or his assigned mission by the Swapo Party and the people of Namibia. Let us get prepared to forge ahead to be able to endure the remaining period of mourning till we bid a befitted farewell to our heroes on the 25th February 2024. Go well, my father. Go well, Swapo party national leader. Go well, our president. Go well, son of the soil. Go well, our national hero. May the soul of Comrade Hage Geingob rest in perfect peace.